On the auspicious day of Panchami, Amity School of Travel and Tourism Kolkata faculty members bring to you a cultural presentation on the evolution of Durga Puja in Bengal. The narration will be done sequentially by Professor Vandita Hajra, Dr. Debasis Bhattadyal, Dr. Ananya Mitra, Professor Bani Ratna Padi, Professor Amrita Chaudhary, and Professor Shankar Kumar Mukherjee. Thank you so much.
It is that time of the year again when the autumn arrives with the promise of frittering away the gloomy overcast, banishing the wearing feel from the soil and air, and making the earth revel under a balmy sun in a cerulean sky flecked with white puffy cumulus clouds. This season is the season of all festival, and the major amongst them being the Durga Puja, which is also referred to as the Rio Carnival of the Eastern Hemisphere.
বাজলো সোমা আলোর বেনু মাখলো যে ভুবন বাজলো সোমা আলোর বেনু Today, the Sarvajanin Durga Puja of Bengal is first degenerating into a mere street culture. In order to make the culture of a place accessible and consumable to the masses, we are quite often ending up packaging and commodifying the Durga Puja in a way that betrays our roots and therefore give rise to the sad culture. Though the idea of Sarvajanin Durga Puja conveys that it is supposed to be more of a social festival than a religious one, yet we should not forget the roots and the real significance of this celebration.
Contrary to the practice of not invoking gods and goddesses during the Dakshinayan or the sun's southward journey, Lord Vishnu's seventh avatar, Lord Rama, worshipped and asked for the blessings of Goddess Durga before he went to the war battle with the demon king Ravana during the early autumn, which is lent to the epithet of Akal Bodhon, or untimely invocation of the whole matter. The Sharat Navratri is one of the Prakasha Navratris of the two Gupta and two Prakasha Navratris that feature in the Hindu calendar, and historically speaking is the time when the 9 forms of Durga are worshipped over a period of 9 days. The aims to raise the Kundalini Shakti of an individual.
Durga is the consort of the Shakti of Lord Shiva. She is the symbol of the evolving or the evolved nature or Prakriti. As soon as the nature or the universe is created, certain incongruous powers, discordants or asuras, also come into existence, which aim at breaking up of the universal systems of harmony or the suras. It is essential to eliminate these non-harmonizing forces so that the universe can exist in a system of laws, regulation and harmony. Durga or the conscious universe herself has to save her own system of existence. Therefore, with her 10 hands, the mother of all superheroines fights in all the 10 directions for the security, sustenance, and proper functioning of the system.
Traditional image of Bengali Durga follows the iconographic injunctions of Shastras. It is similar to the Durga of Aihole and Mahabalipuram of 7th century. The tableau of Durga with her 4 children, Ganesha, the initiator of puja, Lakshmi, provider, Saraswati, knowledge, and Kartik, the protector, signifies the complete manifestation of the goddess. The Mahishasur Mardini, goddess Durga, as we see today, evolved in the Gupta period, undergoing changes in iconography. The lion as a vehicle was incorporated in Durga iconography between 6th century AD and 12th century AD. It was imported from the Greek goddess Nanaya.
It can be traced from various sources that the concept of Sarvajanin Puja came into being in Bengal around 300 to 350 years ago. The context of mythology was used as an attempt to gather the masses to protect against mass conversion to a particular Abrahamic faith, and it was a tool aimed at reviving the Vedic traditions and thus the Sanatan Dharma. Durga Puja, being a costly project to carry out, expenses were covered through collective donation, and the participation of all led to community cohesion and restoration of spiritualism. The same concept was adopted by Bal Gangadhar Tilak to mobilize people through public Ganeshotsav. Furthermore, the concept which was propagated regarding the goddesses being the daughter coming with her children to her parents' home every year served the purpose of granting the much needed breath of fresh air for the girls who were married off into faraway villages that time, as they looked forward to visiting her parents at least once a year during the puja, which in those days was rare, as in-laws were quite reluctant to part with them, an issue that made the girls virtual prisoners at their respective in-laws' houses.
Durga Puja in Bengal is unique not only because it is the only place in India where we indulge in feasting instead of fasting, making the Navratris almost equivalent to the American Thanksgiving. Durga Puja has mirrored the contemporary culture of Bengal over the years. It is unique because nowhere else in the entire nation an entire community wakes up in the early hours of the morning on the Sarvapitru Amavasya day to the soulful rendition of Mahishasura Mardini by Birendra Krishna Bhadra, a program on All India Radio that has been running for almost 9 decades now. Durga Puja in Bengal is unique because it celebrates and reinforces the fast evaporating habit of reading with all the Puja Varshikis that are released by the publication houses during this time of the year in Bengal. Durga Puja in Bengal is unique because of the mass obeisance known as the Anjali, the partaking of the Bhog Prasad that is a great leveler, the vermilion game of the married women wishing a blissful marital life to each other, and the ritualistic hugging among the men on the Vijayadashami day that aim at bearing the petty differences. So this Durga Puja, let us refrain from irresponsible pandal hopping to stop the spread of corona and instead find the time to contemplate, to connect back to our collective history, heritage and our shared roots. Shubho Sharadiya.